I've got good news and bad news when it comes to the latest trends with credit scores. Plus, what are some things that you can do this holiday season with the plastic to improve your credit score? I got that and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of The Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. The good news is FICO, your FICO credit score, they came out, late summer this year and said, hey, good news. On average, year over year, credit scores are on the rise. Now, not a ton, but still, they're up a little bit, a few points from the year before. And that's good news, right? I'll take it. But more recently, TransUnion, one of the three major credit reporting bureaus, came out and said, well, we analyzed consumers across the spectrum, across the bell curve of credit scores, and we also found good news, but we found a little bit of bad news as well. The good news that they found was that the number of super prime borrowers, didn't even know that was a phrase, a thing, those with credit scores at 781 to 850, the number of those folks with very, very strong credit scores, that has been increasing as well. So that's good news. But they also found some bad news. That when they looked under the hood, the number of subprime borrowers, those with credit scores between 300 and 600, that also increased. So when you look at the averages of all of those extreme, everyone across the spectrum, the average credit score increased, but we are seeing more people in the tails. Sorry, that's geek speak, statistical speak, that you've got more extremes on the high, more extremes on the low. I think that's actually a very interesting picture of the economy and where we've been over the past 5 years. It'd be interesting to watch this trend moving forward. But whether you already have a strong credit score and you're looking to keep that strong credit score, or you're hoping to improve yours just a little bit, I've got 3 practical tips on how you can use your credit card more responsibly to help your credit score, especially over the upcoming holiday season. Number 1, first and foremost, do not get behind on payments. Don't get behind on payments. Certainly over this crunch of the holiday season where there's just a lot more financial activity for everyone, right? But even the rest of the months as well. Don't get behind on your credit card payments. Why? This is of the few factors that influence your credit score, this is the one that carries the most weight. If you forget to make a payment, if you look and say, things are just tight, we're not able to make this payment. If you're not tracking your bills, or maybe you don't get a bill anymore, it just is an email sent to you as well, and you lose track of it and you miss a payment, that can make a serious ding in your credit report and serious ding in your credit score. Stay on top of your payment, even if things get very, very tight this holiday season for you. Make sure you prioritize making your credit card payment and making it on time. Tip number 2, and this is one that oftentimes people are not aware of how this impacts your credit score. Don't get too close to your credit limit. Don't get too close to maxing it out. Why? This is another big factor when it comes to calculating and determining your financial score, what your utilization rate is. So if you've got a card, say your favorite credit card, and that has a limit of 10 grand, and you use it frequently because you've got a lot of points. Well, if there's a few kind of splurge purchases, maybe you book a vacation that you're going to take over the holidays, or maybe even spring break, and you're booking that right now because there's a deal, and then you've got some Christmas shopping and some other things, and all of a sudden that $10,000 limit for right now, you're pushing a balance around $9,000, $9,500. You're really close to the edge. You've got a high utilization rate, and that can negatively impact your credit score. And it's not just on one card. If you've got, say, 4 cards out there and each of them has a limit here, and you are pushing your balances on each up higher and higher, you need to watch, you need to be mindful of how close you're getting between your balance and your credit limit across all of your credit cards. Because, as I mentioned, that utilization rate, what's the amount owed as a percentage of what your total limit is, not just on one card, but on all of your cards. If that utilization rate is starting to go up or that's increasing, that is a sign to the credit bureaus that you are financially getting a little bit stretched, and that can play a big factor, a big weighting on your credit score. And then that connects to tip number 3. You might say, okay, well, I've got an idea then. Next time I go to the store and they offer at checkout, hey, would you like to save 10% today and open up a blah, blah, blah credit card? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, that's tip number 3. Be watchful, be on guard, be cautious about adopting new credit. It's a statistical fact that by adding new debts, it increases the odds that you're going to fall behind on old debts. So as you take that bait when you're at the checkout counter, we were doing some shopping just recently over the past weekend, and at 2 different stores that we go to all the time, they both had their pitch. They both said, it was just sports store, I think Dick's Sporting Goods and another one. We were buying boots and we were doing something else. And both of them said, would you like to blah, 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 fill this out and save 10% by applying for the credit card this year? Those can be tempting, especially if you've got a large order that checkout, you're nervous just standing in line. Don't take the bait. Because doing so, even if it saves you 10% or so there, that is a signal to the credit bureaus that, hey, I'm in need of more credit. And that's also, that then is a sign that says financially, we're struggling, we're stretched a little bit, and that can also weigh on your credit score as well. So for me, with credit cards, if you're going to use them to get points or because just ease of doing business or safety of doing transactions online, that's fine, but never put anything on a credit card that you're not able to and not going to pay off at the end of the month when you get your bill. If you operate that way, then you'll never get in trouble with credit cards and you'll see your score continue to go up and stay high. Using those credit cards responsibly in the midst of a cash flow operating system, we call ours the 3 bank account system. Make sure that doesn't get out of hand and you use credit to your advantage as opposed to a significant risk. Work with your certified financial planner to ensure that you have a stable present financial position, have that right 3 bank account system or cash flow operating system. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go on and take your next wise step in your financial life.